The desert wind whipped at Moses' cloak. He carried a staff, a symbol of his destiny. He returned to Egypt, determined to face Pharaoh. He came to demand freedom for his people, the Israelites, who had endured generations of hardship. With his brother Aaron by his side, Moses stood before the mighty Pharaoh. Their request was clear and unwavering: "Let my people go." Pharaoh's laughter echoed through the hall. He scoffed. He refused. His heart was hardened. He would not release the Israelites from their toil. The plagues began subtly, a creeping unease in the air. The Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, turned to blood. Fish died, the water undrinkable. The stench filled the air. Pharaoh remained unmoved. Then came the frogs. They swarmed from the Nile, a living carpet covering Egypt. They invaded homes, beds, even Pharaoh's palace. Still, he would not relent. But Moses' resolve was unbreakable. Lice were next, a plague of itching that tormented Egyptians and their livestock. Pharaoh scratched, desperate for relief, but relief did not come. Swarms of wild animals followed, tearing through crops and livestock, spreading fear and chaos. Yet Pharaoh held on to his pride, unwilling to bend to the Israelites' God. Pestilence struck the livestock, a devastating blow to Egypt's economy. Animals died, their carcasses rotting in the streets. Yet Pharaoh remained stubborn. Then came the boils. Painful, festering sores erupted on the Egyptians. Pharaoh himself was not spared. He cried out in agony, but his cries fell on deaf ears. A hailstorm of biblical proportions descended upon Egypt. Crops were destroyed, trees uprooted, homes shattered. Locusts, a ravenous horde, devoured everything the hail had spared. Fields were stripped bare, leaving only a desolate landscape. Darkness, thick and suffocating, enveloped Egypt for 3 days. People stumbled blindly, fear a constricting presence. Finally, the 10th and most transformative plague arrived. The firstborn of every Egyptian family, from the pharaoh's son to the lowliest peasant, passed away in the night. The cries of mourning filled the air, a powerful symphony of grief. Pharaoh, broken and humbled, finally relented. "Go," he croaked, his voice heavy with sorrow, "leave my land and take your God with you." The Israelites, resilient and determined, wasted no time. They packed their meager belongings and embarked on their journey to freedom. Their exodus was bittersweet. They were free, but the memory of their suffering lingered. They carried the scars of slavery, the pain of loss. Yet they also carried hope. Hope for a new life. Hope for a future where they could worship their God freely. Hope for a promised land. Their journey was a testament to their resilience. Pharaoh, in a final act of defiance, pursued them with his army. The Israelites found themselves trapped between the approaching chariots and the Red Sea. Yet, they held on to hope. Was their newfound freedom in jeopardy? Then Moses raised his staff with unwavering faith. The sea parted. A miraculous path opened up before them, the waters forming towering walls on either side. They walked through the sea, witnessing the miracle of their escape. Pharaoh's army followed in hot pursuit, determined to reclaim their captives. But the Israelites reached the other side safely. Moses lowered his staff. The waters crashed down, engulfing the Egyptians and their chariots. The Israelites were free at last, their spirits soaring. They stood on the shores of the Red Sea, witnesses to the power of faith and their own resilience. Their epic journey had just begun. They were free to write their own story, a story of faith, courage, and the enduring power of hope.